Problems of women in society, at home and work. How can they be solved today? This film focuses on the positive experience of the Red Crescent Society of Kyrgyzstan and depicts the implementation of its project on social rehabilitation centers for vulnerable women of Kyrgyzstan. It's another morning in Iran. With the first rays of sun, Elmira hurries up to feed her children and help them to get ready for school. Household chores, has never been afraid of work. Sometimes she looks after her neighbor's animals to earn additional money. Today, the only joy she has in her life is her children. After her husband left the family, Elmira wondered how would she feed and clothe her children? How would she be able to pay for their education? Where would she get the money to pay for coal in the winter and medicine for her children when they're ill? Elmira is very lucky to have relatives to help her from time to time, but even with their support, it was not enough. In order to provide for her family, Elmira needed a job. But first, she had to obtain new professional skills. Elmira found help at the Social Rehabilitation Center for vulnerable women in Kyrgyzstan. I learned about sewing courses from a relative. Had some sewing skills before, but the skills being taught at the Red Crescent are very valuable for me. I like the courses very much. Jiparkul is luckier in her family life. She lives with her family in Karakol. She used to work in Bishkek at the textile industrial complex until it closed. She tried to work in business. However, she realized that she would first need to develop some specific skills. Jiparkul is not a person who will just sit around and wait for things to happen. Being proactive and taking initiative, she discovered the Social Rehabilitation Center, and now she has hope for the future. After I lost my job, it was very difficult to find a new one, and I became unemployed. The fact that I'm now attending sewing courses is very important for me. Irina's family is not large. She has one daughter and one son. At the same time, life is difficult. Being a single mother with 2 children, she encounters harsh reality. The city of Tokmak used to be an industrial developed city, but most of the factories have closed down. Only a few enterprises are functioning and cannot provide employment for everyone. Irina is attending computer courses at the center. Computer courses gave her new knowledge and new hope. It was very difficult to get a job when I moved here. Nobody hired me because I could not do anything. What else could I do with my secondary education, except for cooking? My friend advised me to attend these courses, and I'm grateful. As in many countries in Central Asia, the transition to a market economy resulted in the lowering of living standards and the growth of unemployment, particularly among women. Taking into consideration the need for professional gender training, starting in 2006, the Red Crescent Society of Kyrgyzstan and the Netherlands Red Cross are implementing the project entitled Social Rehabilitation Centers for Vulnerable Women, which provides additional professional qualification and gender training. The financing for this project has been generously provided by the TACIS Institutions Building Partnership Program. Before starting this project, the Red Crescent Society of Kyrgyzstan carried out research, taking into consideration statistical data and results from sociological surveys. We discovered that women are the most vulnerable women of the population. In order to help the women who could not find jobs or lost their jobs, we decided to teach them and allow the women to acquire skills that make them desirable to employers and empower them to join the workforce. Program coordinators conduct training to build capacity of the center's staff and monitor the project on a regular basis. They cooperate closely with project partners such as employment and social protection centers and conduct meetings and roundtable discussions with non-governmental organizations. The centers established collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme's Poverty Reduction Program to start a pilot project that assists sewing course graduates in establishing small sewing enterprises. It's been a fascinating experience to work on this project. I had a chance to visit the centers and talk to the women. It was very rewarding to hear their feedback, how grateful they were for the knowledge, skills, and opportunity they received at these courses. Many of them found jobs. I definitely think that our project reached our goals. Not only does it help our women to get additional profession and skills, but also enables them to realize themselves as mothers in their families, as individuals in the society. One of the main objectives of this project is to improve the social conditions of vulnerable women through providing them with additional knowledge and skills on computer, sewing, and gender. Gender courses provide information on family planning, starting one's own business, and creating conditions for applying this knowledge to the best extent possible. Target groups of the project are vulnerable women, including internal migrants, single mothers, the unemployed, the needy, and women with multi-children families. Well, when a man says, "My wife does not work, she sits at home," does this really mean she does not work? She works. It's just that this work is valued neither by the society nor by us. For example, in these courses I learned not only how to sew, but also learned about gender. Before these courses, I had no idea what gender was. This project raised the image of our regional branch. Women come to these centers with great desire. I saw these women coming to classes during winter in the beginning of January, when we had severe frost with temperature 30 degrees below zero. I thought they would not come to courses because they did not have money for transportation, but they still got up early and came to centers to study. Beneficiaries of this project take an active part and volunteer in different activities of the Red Crescent Society. For example, in the city of Karakol, beneficiaries participated in the project called Let's Make Children Happy and volunteered to sew New Year costumes for the children. In Narin, volunteers participated in fundraising activities and distributed food items to World War II veterans. Further, they took part in the rally called Let's Stop HIV/AIDS and contributed to children's clothes, sold by project beneficiaries to the victims of the earthquake in Kochkor Rayon. Beneficiaries have a cordial relationship with center volunteers and note their remarkable contribution to the development of civil society by improving their social and economic standards of women. Our teachers are professional. They patiently answer all our seemingly endless questions. For example, how does one sew a pocket? It turned out that there are so many ways to do it. Apart from sewing skills, our beneficiaries obtain gender knowledge. One must see them when they first come to us and then when they graduate from our courses. They change a lot. They become more knowledgeable and confident. Even after graduation, they keep coming back to our centers to socialize. As one can see, the skills and knowledge received through these courses contribute to raising self-esteem and confidence in these women. If adequately used, this knowledge and skills can help vulnerable women increase their income and provide better living conditions for themselves and families. In your mind, can computer knowledge help change your life?
Надеюсь, что поможет. По крайней мере.
I hope it will. My life has changed for the better since I started going to the computer and gender courses. I started looking for a job and have already succeeded. My family life has improved as well.
Довольно-таки получается.
Women, after visiting our courses, become more confident. They can make their own CVs. Furthermore, they can have a more confident dialogue with their employers. Still, there are trends in Kyrgyzstan to hire more men than women. However, our courses give the women a real chance to identify their own opportunities in life. During project implementation, 742 women have successfully completed the courses and received their certificates. Within this project, women were provided with all necessary material for training, including stationery and fabrics. They sew suits, dresses for themselves, for graduation. Social rehabilitation centers became a second home for our women. They keep coming here after graduation. Here, they receive consultations from volunteers, lawyers, doctors, psychologists, and tax workers. Another main objective of the project is to assist beneficiaries during their employment. Center staff keep track of their progress and do everything possible to help them get a job. After graduating, women find work at sewing shops, factories, and sometimes open their own businesses. This project is successful. We have learned a lot. Learned how to sew. We did not even know how to handle a needle in our hands before. I want to thank the Red Crescent Society. I might go to Bishkek to work in the future. As soon as we heard about sewing courses at the Red Crescent, we immediately enrolled. After we graduated, we tried to apply our new skills and continue sewing. We opened our own sewing shop, bought sewing machines, and a cutting table. Because Kyrgyz national dresses were in great demand in the market, we started specializing on them. We started sewing wool products too. And Irina, after receiving a certificate, has found a job at an internet club. I finished the computer courses and have found a job at an internet club. I can learn many things from the internet about politics, business, anything. And the salary is good. Social rehabilitation centers contribute to improving the quality of life of vulnerable women. Hope for the best, faith in the future. The representatives of the Red Crescent branches give out the products sewn by the centers for the orphanages and boarding schools. One more day has passed, a day full of joy and full of new hopes and opportunities. Our women, as always, are in a hurry to feed their families with dinner and do homework with their children. I sewed these curtains myself. I wanted to sew something for myself. I took a design from a catalog, cut it, and sewed. My hopes are all for the best. As for my plans, if there were advanced courses, I would attend them. I would learn more to develop my skills. Do you have a plan to buy a computer for your home? Yes, we do. Even though we don't have an opportunity to buy it now, I hope we will in the future. Of course, life is not easy. When I encounter difficulties, I come to the shore of the Issyk Lake and talk with the lake in my mind. It helps me to restore my energy and calm down. The lake has a positive impact on my mood, and many things depend on it. Today, my day wasn't wasteful. I learned many things from my teachers. especially